The lobby went silent the moment receptionist Tessa Ward pointed sharply at the black woman who had just stepped inside without a word. "You can't be here," Tessa snapped. "This showroom is for real buyers only." Before anyone could react, she snatched a brochure and flung it down at the woman's feet. "Low-income listings are over there. Don't waste our time." A few agents smirked. One lifted a phone to record. Another quietly called security. But the woman didn't flinch. She calmly reached into her bag, removed a single document, and every face around her went pale. They hadn't disrespected a stranger. They had humiliated the CEO who owned the entire company. The glass doors of Sterling Horizon Realty slid open with a soft chime as Dr. Camille Royce entered. No jewelry, no designer handbag, no entourage, just a thin folder under her arm and a composed expression that made her look like any ordinary visitor. That was deliberate. The CEO of a multi-billion-dollar real estate empire had come in undercover, determined to see how clients were treated when no one recognized them. She barely took 10 steps before the first strike came. Tessa Ward smacked her gum, glanced up, and frowned as if Camille's presence personally offended her. "You're not supposed to be in here," she announced loudly. "Tours are for pre-qualified buyers only." Camille stayed courteous. "I'd like to see the new Ridgeview listings." Tessa scoffed. "Those homes start in the 7 figures. You don't look like someone who'd even get approved." She leaned over the counter, pulled a folded brochure from the bottom drawer, tossed it toward Camille's shoes-like scraps thrown to a tray. The room froze. Nearby agents exchanged knowing looks. One whispered, "Why do they always wander in here?" Camille didn't bend to pick it up. Her posture stayed firm. Her gaze never wavered. Tessa waved her hand dismissively. "Don't just stand there. Move aside before an actual client walks in." Just then, Senior Agent Mark Dennison appeared, scrolling on his phone. He spotted Camille and stiffened. "Who's she?" Tessa rolled her eyes. "Someone pretending she's in the market." Mark approached Camille with forced sympathy, the kind reserved for someone he assumed was beneath him. "Ma'am, we've had problems with loitering. I need you to leave. Security is already coming." "Security?" Camille asked evenly. "Yes," Mark snapped. "Unless you can show proof of funds. And trust me, we're strict." Round the lobby, eyes widened, not with concern, but excitement. People expected an outburst, a confrontation. The junior agent raised her phone. "This is going viral." Camille inhaled slowly. "I only asked to see your Ridgeview inventory." Tessa laughed harshly. "Honey, you wouldn't even qualify for a studio." "Let's not waste time," another agent added. "This isn't a charity." A few customers shifted uncomfortably, stepping back, unsure whether to intervene. No one did. Tessa leaned forward once more. "Last warning. Leave now, or security escorts you out." At last, Camille reached into her bag. Everyone watched, expecting a useless ID, maybe tears, maybe an argument. Instead, she placed a single sheet of paper on the counter. Tessa glanced down, and the color drained from her face. Mark's jaw dropped. 3 agents gasped. The letterhead wasn't from a bank, not a loan office, not a law firm. It was from Sterling Horizon Realty corporate headquarters. A confidential executive memo. Dr. Camille Royce, Chief Executive Officer. Tessa stumbled back. This has to be fake." Without a word, Camille opened her folder and laid down a second document. Her corporate ID, executive badge, clearance level, suite access. Mark swallowed hard. "You, Dr. Royce?" "Yes," Camille said quietly. "And for the past 3 months, I've heard reports about how customers are treated. I came today to witness it myself." The lobby became so still, it felt like the air stopped moving. Security arrived moments later, but instead of removing Camille, they received a direct call from corporate. The head of compliance demanded to speak with her immediately. Minutes later, the showroom manager rushed in, red-faced and sweating. "Dr. Royce, I'm so sorry." "If we had known," Camille raised her hand. "That's exactly the issue. Respect should never depend on who someone is." She turned to Tessa. "Pick up the brochure you threw." Tessa scrambled to grab it, hands trembling. "Now apologize to everyone in this lobby." Her voice cracked. "I'm sorry. I made a mistake." "You made a choice," Camille corrected. "And a pattern." Corporate HR soon arrived, flanked by 2 compliance officers flown in from headquarters. They reviewed security footage, customer complaints, canned internal Slack messages. The results were devastating. Threads filled with racial profiling, mocked client photos, discriminatory jokes, targets chosen purely by appearance. Each message appeared on a tablet, visible to everyone in the lobby. Agents stared in horror as their own words resurfaced. Camille looked at the compliance lead. "Proceed." One by one, Tessa, Mark, and 3 senior agents were terminated on the spot. Badges confiscated. Access revoked. Security escorted them out through the same lobby, past the same people they had mocked minutes earlier. The building watched it unfold, like a live courtroom verdict. When the staff was gone, silence settled over the showroom. Camille addressed those who remained employees and customers alike. "What happened today isn't new, but it ends now. This company will not tolerate bias, disrespect, or gatekeeping. We will rebuild this dealership from the ground up." She turned to a young intern, the only employee who hadn't mocked her. "What's your name?" "Jordan," he whispered. "You conducted yourself professionally. You're promoted, effective immediately." Jordan's hands flew to his mouth, eyes filling with tears. Soft applause spread through the room. Camille walked toward the exit, her steps calm, measured, unshaken. Outside, reporters had gathered, alerted by the viral footage racing across social media. One asked, "Dr. Royce, what message do you want this to send?" Camille paused at the doorway. "Real power," she said, "doesn't shout.